Hi, everybody. Welcome to another live. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmina from Jasmina Brozovic Astrology. I'm a modern practitioner astrologer based in Canada. For all of you who don't know me yet, welcome. What is happening? Why am I here today? Well, first of all, I'm going to talk about the upcoming total lunar eclipse that's happening in Virgo on March 3rd. That's the reason I'm here. Before I start going deeper into this, my newsletter is coming up shortly with the March forecast. So please make sure you subscribe. Go to jasminabrozovicastrology.com. You can subscribe to my newsletter. You can book a consultation there. I also want to thank everybody for being so supportive for my ESAR lectures. That's also, I'm going to do some changes on my website during this Mercury retrograde. Yes, we are in a Mercury retrograde now in Pisces. So I'm gonna do some retouches for this. So that's something that is from me. If you have any questions, as always, please like, subscribe, share, put your questions in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. What are you doing? What's happening in your lives, etc. Okay, so let's dive into more of logistics about this total eclipse. So, lunar eclipse is basically the full moon that we don't see because the Earth is between the sun and the moon. So the Earth is blocking the sunlight from the sun to the moon. So there is a dark moon. It's full, but it's dark, so that's why we have it's called an eclipse. So it's a lunation that is more potent, more powerful than usual full moon. Usually eclipses are significant. There are major endings, major beginnings, major stuff are happening during the eclipses. The full moon, in general, is a point of celebration of the highest, the peak point. Also after that, it's releasing, kind of waning after that. The moon cycle is waning after that. So it's like a peak of the lunar cycle. So that's in general a full moon. When we have an eclipse of the full moon, during the full moon, people can be a little bit more crazier than during the other time of the month. So when we have an eclipse, it can be more potent. It can be more crazier than ever, right? So it's like a more powerful energy. This eclipse will occur on March 3rd. So March 3rd is Tuesday, upcoming Tuesday, 12 degrees 53 minutes of Virgo. So if you have anything between 10 and 16 degrees of mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, and Sagittarius, this will definitely be affecting you more. I'm curious what's going to happen to me. I have a Gemini sun at 13, almost 14 degrees Gemini. So this is going to be interesting to see how will this affect me as well. And so usually eclipses, we can see the effects of the eclipse in the 6 months that are coming ahead, right? So not everything's going to happen on this Tuesday, but it's a kind of a thing that events or situations that are happening around the eclipse can have effect until the 6 months. Also, if you look at the bigger lunar cycle, a lunar family cycle, you can go back and think about what happened for the new moon on what was that? On February 9th, 2024 at 11 degrees September 2nd. Sorry, it was a new moon in Virgo. September 2nd, new moon in Virgo, 2024. So this is the full moon that is coming to a peak for the events happening in September 2024. Okay, we had a first quarter in June 2nd, 2025 last year. Now is the full moon, and this cycle ends on December 1st, 2026. Right. So this whole lunar family is part of this eclipse. Is part of this family. Also, I had a video with Estelle California about Saros family eclipses. So that means that every eclipse is part of the special families. So eclipses occur from the North Pole to the equator to the South Pole. They all are a part of one family, and then the cycle changes. So This one is Saros family eclipse cycle 133. If you want to research more about it, if you board under this one 133, if you're part of this eclipse family, then this is also affecting you more. We usually look at the eclipse if you're not born during the eclipse, but the eclipse that occur just before the last eclipse that occurred just before you were born. This is the family of eclipses you belong to, right? Because you're in the middle of two eclipses, you were born to that one. Okay, so that's just a little bit of logistics for this. I will share the chart of this eclipse to talk more about this, but I wanna, because it's a Virgo. It's a Virgo moon, a Virgo eclipse. Sun is in Pisces, moon is in Virgo, right? They're opposite each other. It's a health axis. Um, it's telling us it's about alchemy as well, in a sense, right? And for this eclipse, we have a lot of water in the sky. I just want to talk about, because there's lots of water, and the moon is with the south node. That's where the eclipse is. So the moon is a south node eclipse. The sun is with the north node. The ruler of the eclipse, right? Mercury is ruling Virgo. He's retrograde in Pisces. So he doesn't like to be, he's in a sign that it's all about letting go. He's retrograde, going back to the past. Moon is with the south node, letting go, going back to the past, letting go. Even Jupiter is a traditional ruler of the sun, and all the other planets in Pisces is in Cancer. It's about nostalgia, home, going back to the roots. It's also retrograde. So we definitely have a sense of letting go of things. And I call this eclipse, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to many things if you want to start a new cycle, fresh, new year, new everything. There's a new astrological year coming up next month, and we want to start it fresh. So it's time to say goodbye. What does Virgo? Because Virgo can be very clingy to the routines, the habits, the everyday things, and it's time to let go of some of those. So that's the number one lesson. Virgo is about organizing, being of service, being efficient, about perfecting and improving things. But it can go to that extreme that it gets obsessed with it. Right? It has to be only Virgos can do it. Only that their way is the only way to do it properly, right? So it's time to let go of those things. And it's going to be hard for Virgos. It's especially going to be hard because they like the way they do things. They feel safe and secure. Moon is about safety and security. So this moon, particularly this eclipse, is all about, we have to let go of sense of security because it's false. That's the whole point. It's not, it's just in our mind, right? So I do definitely feel that we're gonna also feel more anxious than usual, uh, more stressed on a daily level, more worried. It's all this Virgo traits. Although this lunation doesn't look very, very challenging in the first glance, but it is. Challenging is challenging because we are all creatures of habits, bad or good. And changing our habits is one of the most difficult things we need to do in life. Absolutely, for sure. No matter which sign are we, what are our natal charts placements, we are all creatures of, even if you like change, you are still have this habit to change things. So habit is there, manifesting in many different ways, right? So that's why every change, and this year is all about change and starting new, with Neptune and Saturn in Aries now, meeting. Oh, hi Argentum, nice to see you. Welcome. Yes, we'll talk about each sign later. I just want to talk about in general. So Virgo moon, it tends to overthink, to look at its nitty pitty. It looks at details. It can be obsessed with little details, right? And we cannot move forward if if we're clinging still to the old details. We need to move on. We need to start fresh and letting go of all these things. And it can be extremely hard. But this is the last eclipse from the last year and a half, we had eclipses in Virgo and Pisces. This is the last one. This is the last chance. That's why I called it time to say goodbye. We need to say goodbye to some things for sure. It's also about our body. Moon is about body, and Virgo actually rules our intestines and bowel movements. So it's about what we eat, our diet, and how we digest things. So that's physically how we digest food, but it's also how we digest information. It's how we digest the change. It's all about, it's not just physical food. Um, so everything needs to be perfect, pristine, right, with Virgo. So letting go is definitely hard. Um, Also a sense that, feel that you're never going to be good enough, this is not perfect enough, getting obsessed with that, and all those kind of thoughts and feelings, especially with moon feelings, are keeping us, holding us back. We cannot move forward if we don't, let go. um, yeah, so that's another thing. There's also another great video if you want to check Astro Victor. He was talking about root chakra and some stuff, and it's about constipation and digestion. And you know, we can feel constipated, not just physically but mentally, because we don't have space for new ideas and new thoughts. And this is also something that we need to let go of everything that it's no longer using serving us, because so we can have space for new things. I think this eclipse is helping us to stop being constipated, not just physically but in general. So that's another way that I wanted to talk. Yeah, it's very nervous energy, right? It's nervous system is highlighted here as well. Yeah, so this is just moon in general, moon in Virgo. I just wanted to let you know um, what do we need to let go, and what do we need to say goodbye to, right? And actually, with Mercury being retrograde in Pisces and all these planets in Pisces, and I'll show you the chart, can actually help us maybe with that. Okay, so let me share the screen. Um, oh yeah, it's gonna be. Oh yeah, good. It's working. Yay. Okay. So this is the chart of the eclipse. Please disregard the houses. The houses, I put it for Aries, 0 degree Aries, for this like a world's chart. And as you can see, the sun is at 12 degree 53 minutes of Pisces, opposing the moon 12 degrees and 53 minutes. South node is very close at 8 degrees here. So the moon is with the south node, which means we need to let go of things that are actually not just not serving us anymore, but doing us harm. It's that kind of thing. Think about not just your body and how to live healthily in your body, but how to be healthy in your mind, how to be healthy with your emotions, how to, this is all about that as well. It's our, letting go of things so we can move forward here. As you can see, there's so many planets in Pisces. All personal planets are in Pisces. Mars, a Sun, a Mercury, and Venus. With Pallas Athena, Pallas Athena is on the Sun completely. So this moon, so we need to find a new strategy. We need to find a new way. It's so close to the North Node. We need to find a new strategy that will work for us, for the connecting with something greater than us. It's all about Pisces. So Pisces is about letting go, going with the flow, flowing with the go. It's about learning how to lean on more on our spiritual practice. And what I mean, because Virgo likes habits and routines, this is a great opportunity to think about your spiritual practice. And I'm the first one who needs to work on it. It's being practice, not just what your beliefs are, but how you practice your beliefs on daily basis. So this is also how is this aligned to our collective purpose, right? The North Node in Pisces and purpose it's all about being more kind and compassionate and empathetic. And as I mentioned, all these personal planets are now there. So this and lunations and usually the lunar eclipses and full moons are more about us as individuals and how we take care of things. Pisces energy can be, it can be very sensitive. Remember, it's about having no limits and not understanding, just having faith in where we're going and how we're going to get there. Not leaning on organizational skills or analytical, but on more on uh, just leaning into something. It's a great opportunity just to, start practicing your intuition, uh, leaning more into your gut feeling when making decisions as well. As you can see, there's so much water in the air. This lunation is very heavy on water, which means we're going to be overly emotional, overly sensitive. Pisces energy is they're very like sponge energy, feeling the environment, feeling other people's suffering, good, feeling things good or bad. So you know it's very hard, when you have a strong Piscean energy, can be so sensitive. That's why Pisces usually they daydream and or they flow away from the reality because it can be too harsh. And letting go of some things can feel too harsh at this point, right? Don't forget the ruler of the moon is Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So we are all having this. Our rationality and logic is dissolved as it is with Mercury in Pisces. It's all about imagination. It's all about tuning in into some imaginative different spheres, different realms of our mind, subconscious, in our dreams, digging, getting in tune with the universe and the nature, and with the, we're just a drop in the universe, right? And we, how we connect with other parts of the universe this is also telling us. I think, um, this whole everybody's talking about a new world and what is happening. It is we are stepping up into the higher consciousness, right? Like each generation had it. Like people through 300 years ago were not conscious of many things that we are conscious about now, and but we are doing it even now more. We are stepping into more consciousness. This lunation is kind of, it's like it's our last opportunity to definitely release and let go of things that can no longer survive in a sense in the new world, right? Yeah, we are stepping up. It's leveling up, level up, right? Um, Jupiter is a traditional ruler of all this Pisces energy as well, and he is retrograde in Cancer. So something is pulling us to our roots, to ancestry. It can be all about going back and figuring out where are we coming from, where are we going, why are we doing this. This North Node, it's an eclipse. Eclipses are always about, they're always questioning uh, what is the meaning of this, where are we going, why is this happening, right? This is the opportunity to discuss that as well with ourselves, especially. Um, Modern ruler of Pisces is Neptune. And remember, Neptune just entered Aries. He met with Saturn just like 10 days, like nine last week, right? A week ago. So Neptune is telling us that we need to have a new, fresh dream. We need to be bold. Um, um, but because it's with Saturn, it has to be realistic, right? It's not about leaning too much on, oh, uh, God's will help us, or this is the way it is, or giving power to others, giving control to others. In the sense, it's time to regain that power within us. And Neptune and Saturn are definitely going to help us with this um, more assertive energy, right? But we before we start full gas ahead, which April will be. Trust me, April when we enter Aries season, when we go into the Aries season, things are going to go so fast that we won't even, it's going to in the blink of an eye. So this is kind of, as I mentioned, the last opportunity to clear the decks, to make room for new starts. I forgot to mention that Sabian symbol for this lunation for 12 degrees of Virgo is actually a powerful statesman overcomes a state of political hysteria. It's about claiming our rightful influence. So this is interesting, always we always look upon somebody else to, that they're influenced, they're influencing us to do this, or we think we need to obey. It's time to find something within you. How can you influence yourself in a way, right? I just wanted to mention it's like this is Pisces is magic. So you always, when you have these lunations, you have to believe in magic. You have to believe in the unbelievable, something that is bigger than us, something that you can't even, that's why imagination is important, the vision, the dream, magic. I would say magic is very important world. Virgo is not about magic, she's about practical things, everyday things, but we need to lean into the magic. We need to start believing in magic, and it will happen, it will manifest. That's this thing, that's how the new things are created in the world. Yeah, but it's going to be extremely hard with all this heavy Piscean energy, heavy water. Jupiter is also in water. As you can see, there is no air whatsoever. Pluto, just Pluto. That's it. But like, we are lacking air. We are lacking this. Like it's going to be heavy to breathe. That's why I highly recommend breathing exercise during this eclipse. Very important. Crying. Let's just get everything out of your system. Letting go is also crying. It's very cleansing, right? So that's also very important. So the ruler, so Moon is the only aspect that actually Moon is making, besides opposing Sun and Pallas Athena, it's sextiling Jupiter. So there is opportunity for growth, for abundance, for being for feeling that we are better after this. There is a sense of that, but we need to kind of go back and it's hard to let go of people in your life when they leave, of things, of places, of situations, but it's healthy. I don't know how to explain this better, but it's very healthy that we actually move forward with the in making space for new things. Okay, so that's very important. So I feel this is the main subject of this eclipse. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about what I need to let go. It could be whenever, we'll see now through the horoscopes, what areas are affecting you. But whenever this eclipse is happening in those two areas of your life, you need to let go of something and make this is a start where cleansing. But it's not a bad eclipse in a way, because Jupiter is trining all of this Sun and stuff and sextile here. So there's hope, there's optimism, there's something elevating us from this. But it won't happen without our efforts, and to let go of things. Pisces, what would I suggest also, to get a foot massage? I know it sounds maybe ridiculous, but Pisces do, and I'm focusing on Pisces because Virgo definitely, if you can fast, or there's many religions have fasting period now. It's actually a good thing with this eclipse, to just, especially on the day of the eclipse, to just eat less or fast, or to do some physical cleansing as well of your body, and to spend some time in solitude. Pisces is all about recharging your batteries, in prayer, in meditation, in solitude, just listening to music, watching some movies, and crying. I think crying, if you have a good cry from the solar plexus, that you feel the cry from here, it can be such a releasing energy, and fresh energy for you after that to start over. This is a great eclipse to do so. I'm a huge promoter of crying. I feel that it's such a great release of negative energy when we cry. So this is what I feel about this eclipse: cleansing, purifying, letting go, making space for new. Let's see now. Let's just quickly see where this eclipse will happen in the world map. And if you are in that part of the world, or you have connections or people who are in that part of the world, they will be more affected. So let's see. So the sun, we have to look at the sun and the moon. So the sun goes here through Oslo here. So this is again Europe. I think the last eclipse was also going through Europe. So the moon, this is the sun in the midheaven. So this is going to be all about leaders, but the moon is going through Pacific Ocean. On the IC, and where's the moon? Oh yeah, it's here. It's a full moon, of course, the same axis. So the moon specifically, it's good. It's not maybe a little bit of Hawaii, but they're here. That's or maybe New Zealand. That could be close enough. Maybe, I don't know. So I think see the moon is going through the Pacific Ocean. So would I assume there's a lot of water? Are we going to see maybe something happening in the ocean? Some discoveries or some letting go or something, maybe even some floods here. I have no idea. It's very watery. We can expect things happening in the water, from the water, maybe some news around that as well. That's going to be interesting. The sun is on this side. So a lot of this Piscean energy is going through Europe. There you go. So a lot of water going through Europe. We'll see if anything happens there. Anyway, just a thought. I see that the Americas are looking okay. Asia more or less are looking okay. So it's Europe and Pacific Ocean that are more affected by this eclipse. Let's see what happens. But it's a lot of water. Yeah, a lot of water. Okay. So let's now. Okay, I can do this, right? Yes. Excellent. Okay. Tell me how you guys are doing. Okay. Let's now go sign by sign and see quickly what will how can this eclipse affect you? What do you need to let go? What do you need to say goodbye to? First of all, let's go Aries. So Aries, for this eclipse, Mars just entered Pisces. Just like a day before the eclipse, Mars, as your ruler, entered Pisces. So you are going to feel dissolving of your energy. And the lunation, because the sun is here and the moon is here, it is happening in your health axis houses. So, and Mars is here. So I think you're going to feel more drained with lack of energy, definitely. And it's okay. You don't have to force it. Recharge. A moon, letting go of of things in your area of life that it's definitely something to do with your daily habits, your bad routines. If you want to quit smoking or stop eating so much sweets, or because I think it's more about getting rid of something and saying goodbye to something, then implementing something new. Okay, so what is that you don't like in your everyday life that is draining your energy? Those are the things that you need to let go. Please check your pets and how are they doing. This is going to be important for that as well. It's about your everyday life. So when you go to work, when people you work with, those relationships can be affected. Maybe you need to let go of some of those co-workers. It's also if you having employees, some of these employees, there might be, maybe they will leave. So you can maybe prepare for that as well. What is this? It's about your health in general. So please check your health. Make sure that you make some changes. Maybe if you have high cholesterol, maybe you need to do some changes in your diet. What your because this is a general reading. I cannot give specific things, but in general, watch your health, not your physical body, meaning especially digestion, intestines, what you put in your body. So I will highly recommend that you do some fasting, or just have light foods like fresh or soups on for this eclipse on Tuesday, because a lot of things are happening here in 12th house. You might definitely have vivid dreams, maybe some messages coming through your dreams. Um, Lack of physical energy is the thing that I feel. This is not the most comfortable energy for you, Aries. You have nothing in common with Virgo. Plus, Pisces is kind of a hidden energy for you as well. Um, this is not the easiest eclipse for you. Yeah, actually, because it's an eclipse. I'm gonna put these so we know this is an eclipse. And I'm talking about the nodes. Um, yeah, you need to let go of something that definitely maybe it's something that you um, maybe you're over controlling about. Maybe you exercise too much, right? Maybe you need to let go of that. Maybe if you exercise too much, it can also be not good to you, right? Okay, let me see what I pulled. I pulled the sun. Sun is your vitality. Sun is your center self and a wish to shine. See, because sun for this lunation is in the house that is hidden, that it's you can feel a lack of stamina, vitality, and energy in general with Mars as your ruler being there. So please take care of your physical body the most. You are here. I mean, for you, I think it's the physical body. It's if get enough sleep. I think you need to get enough rest. Don't overdo it. Don't overachieve. Don't over especially on these days. But in general, um, if you want to start over, think about what do you need to let go every day to make room for new everyday habits coming. Okay, that's Aries. That's for you. Just think about your health. Okay, Taurus. Oops. So Venus is still in Pisces as well for this lunation. Taurus, Venus in Pisces is actually in a good place. So for you, there's like a hope or a chance that you can kind of find some comfort, find some solid, some comfort within your friendships with Venus being here and the North Node and Sun there. So there's you need to kind of go towards connections and networking and connecting with others and being more open to um, um, not to be so maybe so focused on yourself and your own needs, but also focus on other people and other needs. So what do you need to let go here? This is the fifth house. And what do you need to let go of? Maybe maybe you need to let go of your kid going to a university. You're having maybe a hard time of letting them go. That can be a situation. It's about maybe letting go of some of your you can be stubborn in the sense about your wants and needs. So maybe you need to kind of let go of some of that unhealthy ego, let's say. um, uh, Maybe you are so consumed about some of the projects that you have been working, or you're consumed with your kids, and that you need to let go and delegate more, or let them have their autonomy. Not you taking over everything. It doesn't have to be your way, right? In that sense, maybe you have been indulging too much, having too much fun, and now it's time to think about others as well. This is all about connecting, making connections, thinking about others, not about yourself, right? So think what else you can um, what can you say goodbye to that is maybe this is the house of romance. It's also about uh, is that recreational sexual activity as well. So maybe you have indulging in that as well. So maybe you need to think about it as well. Um, I mean, the fifth house is a good house. Don't get me wrong; it's one of the best houses. It's about connecting with others. It's a creative house. It's a nice area of your life. But maybe you're overdoing it. That's the whole thing. So maybe you need to you link to Venus is also there. Venus is in Pisces is telling me that be more open to connecting with others, showing compassion, and not be too maybe so focused on yourself. Okay, and sharing. It's about sharing with others. Um, your heart and your generosity, being more generous. Um, yeah, that's what I feel for you, Taurus. Okay, I pulled Ceres. Ceres, she's an asteroid. She's symbolizes a mother, stability, and the wish to nurture. It's about how we nurture ourselves. Uh, you know, this reminds me, Taurus is about body and senses and having a sense of, what makes us secure and what nurtures us in the end, right? Um, so maybe you were leaning a lot on false nurturing. So what do you really need to feel nurtured? Not what you It's not about what you want, it's about what you really need. So maybe this is the focus for this lunation. How were you nurtured as a kid? Did you get, are you overly compensating for something that was lacking in your past? Because you remember this lunation, as I mentioned, it's going back to the past in many different ways. So maybe you really want to go and see, uh, have you overcompensating or undercompensating? Have you been finding um, um, some comfort in the material world instead of in yourself? There's lots of things here that is connected with the fifth house and Ceres, and the wish to be nurtured. So something to think about, Taurus. What do you really need? Not what you want, but what you need. Um, that's a question here, and it's about connecting with others and not just being. No man is an island. That's something to think about. No man is an island, and we need each other. And Pisces energy is all about that. That we need each other and we need to be part of something. We are part of something bigger. So, um, yeah, just a thought, Taurus. That's what I feel. Maybe being more responsible toward your friendships, uh, groups, and communities, and to yourself at the end. Gemini. Gemini. So Mercury is now retrograde. See, all the rulers are mostly in Pisces now because we have so many planets in Pisces. So every sign has like um, is feeling this Piscean energy in a way, right? One way or the other. Geminis, since Mercury is in Pisces, your sense of logic, sense of common sense, and just thinking clearly, it's gone for the next couple of weeks, and it's retrograde. So you have to. This is a great opportunity for you to revise, redo, uh, reinvent, republish, all the re-things, especially for this eclipse. This is happening uh, in your home and career axis because the eclipse is happening in the fourth house. It's maybe letting go of some family situations, of some people in your life that you still carry, and that for wrong reasons. Um, are you feeling obligated to be there because Virgo feels obligated? Do you want to be seen as a family member who is the most reliable? Do you want to be seen as a family member who is more efficient, who is the one that anybody that can count on, and that it's actually making you exhausted and overwhelmed? Family obligations, family history, um, and it's because your judgment is kind of clouded with this Mercury retrograde now. Think about where you want to go. What is your aim? What is your path? Why you're here on this earth? What is the purpose of all of this? Okay, Mercury retrograde can help you revision everything. Definitely revise your because this is not just career. It's about your reputation. It's about your fame. It's about how people respect you. What do you want to be respected for? What do you want people to know you by, right? So Do they want to know you? If it's okay if you want to hold on to some family things, but I think they're blocking you. Like, this is, as I mentioned, this is the final goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. um, doesn't mean that you have to take your family out of your life. I'm just saying that you need to, if it's everything that's not healthy, I mean, it's toxic, you need to let go. You need to be, it can be literally something, clearing or cleansing, reorganizing your home, decluttering your home physically, taking things to donations, making space, reorganizing papers, drawers, cleaning. Um, this is an excellent time to just open all the windows, have fresh air come in, um, you know, cleanse your home in, in any way that you feel that you can do it, right? And think about, as I mentioned, your reputation. Mercury retrograde will help you. In the Mercury is going direct on March 20th. So you have the almost the entire month of March to revise things. How you want to be seen in the world. What do you want to accomplish? What are your ambitions? So yeah, and it's time to say goodbye to some family situations and things. Okay. See, Pegasus. I put Pegasus. There's a sun coming. Pegasus is all about friendship, freedom, and the wish to assist. Pegasus is it's a little bit of Virgo, a little bit of Gemini energy. So Pegasus wants to assist, but you need to be who, uh, assisting somebody and being of service only if those actions don't take away your freedom. Then it's a good one. If anything that you're doing is taking away your freedom and if you feel caged in some way, then this is not a proper way to do it. That those things you need to let go of. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You need to get free from all the stuff that you are not aligned with in your ancestry. Yeah, and it's interesting. We are in a fire horse year, right? So this is a horse, Pegasus. There you go. And you Geminis, you want to be free anyway. So yeah, this is it. Okay. Okay. I always feel every time I do this new moon, full moon, especially eclipses for Cancers and for Leos, it's always a little bit. It's more potent for Leos and Cancerians because they're ruled by Moon and the Sun. They're the core or of our being, our wants and needs. Cancers. Um, if you have any type of situation with your siblings or cousins or extended family, your neighbors, your car, your vehicle that you, or anything that you need that you don't feel that it's good for you anymore, you need to kind of let go and say goodbye. Yeah, thank you and goodbye. Um, this eclipse is opportunity to find yeah it's also the way you express yourself. Maybe the way you were saying things. I know Mercury is now also retrograde, so maybe it's a great opportunity to reassess your communication styles, to reassess the message you want to put in the world. Maybe um, yeah, it's time to say goodbye to old way of saying, writing, doing. Um, Actually, if you want to get rid of some stuff that you want to sell, it's also a good thing. And you are going forward. Your goal and mission is to align your everyday actions and routines to your beliefs, to your own philosophies, and to walk your talk. Um, that's very important for you, Cancerians. It's about learning and knowledge. Maybe you want to gather some information to make better choices when uh, especially when Mercury goes direct. I'm saying Mercury because it's ruling this eclipse anyway. And yeah, maybe it's time to go outside of your micro surroundings and have a bigger picture. Think big, right? Because you're always there. You also want to nurture people and take care of people and stuff. But anyway, This can be a situation here. Maybe it's time to get rid of the old car and just buy a new car. Or some, on a bicycle. There you go. I pulled Mercury for you. I knew it was some kind of important. I think Mercury is going to be very important for this lunation for you. The ways travel, communication, the wish to adapt, and it's all about how you communicate. That was my first thought when I look at this lunation for you. It's all about how you communicate your message. Um, Maybe people don't take you seriously. Maybe you need to maybe you need to say it with words, not with because Saul can be moody and just but then instead of being like that, just say it. Don't be afraid to. No, doesn't matter what the consequences are. As I mentioned, this lunation is extremely emotional. It is going to be extremely hard. You're going to feel all the feels, and instead of retrieving, as you usually do, and hide, maybe it's time to face it. As I mentioned, it's not time to hide and deal with it later. It's time to deal with it now, and say your goodbyes, so you can move forward with more strength and more clarity. Okay, that's basically it. Leos, this is also a very important relation for you. It's all about money for you. It's all about money. So this can be a little bit hard. You might lose some money. You might need to give some money away for greater cause, or for some joint projects, or for some joint activities. Um, uh, it can also be just literally quitting a job and not having releasing some source of income that it's putting you down, that it's not aligned with your purpose and with your life choices and with what are you supposed to do. And yes, it's time to say goodbye. It can be painful, but then a new chapter it's exciting. um, Eclipses are moving into your first and seventh house, so it's all going to be about you in the next year and a half anyway. This is the last one that it's cleaning your money house. This is the last dip in your last dip in your wallets, in a sense. Lots of things are happening in your eighth house. Eighth house, it's about also investment. So think about, what are you investing at? Second house, it's about how you make money with your own talents and skills. What is your income? How is it coming? But maybe you should think about getting investors, getting other people's money to help you with your endeavors. It's not all about you having control and doing it the way you want to do it, right? This is, as I mentioned, we need to let go of this perfectionism, let go of this, feeling I can only do, I'm the only one who can do it. I'm the best one to do it. Maybe you need to kind of let money work for you instead of you working for money. That's what I feel with Leos. Be smart, invest well. Think about how can your Mercury is also here, so maybe renegotiation of some contract. This is government. This is your partner's money. This is government, insurance, banks, credit loans, mortgages. It's a bunch of stuff here that you maybe need to renegotiate with Mercury retrograde there as well. And just because your parents did it doesn't mean it's good now, or just because it was smart to invest in stock market last year, maybe now it's not anymore. That's the whole point. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Maybe what you're doing is obsolete because of the AI, and you need to find new ways, new talents and strengths, and learn something new, how to make money, because what you're doing now is obsolete. That's also, or it's going to become obsolete soon. That's another thing, right? So think about, how can money work for you instead of you working for money. And yeah, think about how can you know, and again, moon, see, moon. Moon means you are very emotionally attached, and this moon is in the second house of money, right? So you're very emotionally attached in the way how you produce money. You want a control of the money situation, and you're afraid to somebody else to having other people take care of your money, like brokers, investors, or some other people. So this is emotion, instinct, and a wish to protect, and you want to protect the old ways of doing things, but it's time to let go. Maybe just literally time to let go of some possessions that you are emotionally attached to that are no longer serving you. Maybe to sell them, literally. It can literally be that. So think about what your possessions are. How do you earn income, and are you still doing things the old way because it's emotionally hard to let go? So I think it's very emotional for you, Leos. Okay, so that would be an advice for you. It's a great opportunity. This is the last one. Remember, in your money house, it's going to be all about you and your partnerships in the next year and a half. So, yeah, make sure that you know what you want to do and how you're going to earn your money. Okay, Virgos. There you go, Virgos. This is very, of course, as I mentioned, this is going to be very important and very hard for you. This is hard for you because it's letting go of piece of yourself, of your identity. um, you know, how you approach life. You have to change something. Some of your things the way you approach life need to go away, and you need to start doing things differently. And change is hard. And accepting maybe that somebody else here, and Mercury, I'm sorry, Mercury retrograde here is your ruler here in the seventh house. Listening maybe to your partners. Maybe they have, there's going to be people coming in your lives from the past. Definitely. Old lovers, old partners, old friends, old business partners. And maybe they're going to remind you and show you how you've changed in life, and how do you approach life differently. And oops, see, the card just fell for you. Letting go of your overly analytical, uh, anxious, letting go of worry, anxiety. Um, um, we all have a vision of ourselves, the way we see ourselves and the way that we approach life, and it's usually different from what other people how other people see us. And this can be hard, right, for Virgos especially. You want to be seen as efficient, as reliable person, and yeah, this I think this eclipse is extremely hard for you. Lots of things are happening in your partner's house. The focus is on them. They can even give you unsolicited advice that you will not accept well. But maybe you should just stop and listen. Yeah, not easy. Ooh, Persephone. Persephone is the daughter of Ceres, right? Simplicity, rejuvenation, and the wish to balance. And you know the story. I told this story many times. When she was abducted by Pluto and taken to the underworld, she had to balance between the underworld and the upper world, between Pluto and with her mother. And what this tells me, Virgo, is that you need to find a balance. um, I think you have been putting a lot of things on yourselves and expectations that you have from other. Maybe you have high standards that you think that other people should have as well. And not many people can live up to Virgo's high standards. Trust me. I know better. The best. I'm the Virgo rising here. So finding the balance between um, how you approach life and maybe learning from somebody else and trying to change some things and how you do it, and lean on your partners more, and one-on-one relationships to help you. It is maybe definitely it's time to say goodbye to your old self, Virgos, and it's hard. It's hard, uh, but it's time. Yeah, it's definitely time. There is some kind of um, lean more into the compassion and kindness, and go. I think it's a leap of faith for you as well. Leap of faith regarding many things: who you are, how you approach life, how you approach partnerships. Um, it's a leap of faith. Yeah, just be brave. Remember, I said this Saturn, Neptune in Aries now, we all need to be brave to do new things and different things in different ways. If world is changing, then the way we run the world and the way we approach things needs to change as well. Libras. Okay. Okay. Venus is still in Pisces, so that's good. She's still she loves being in Pisces, so people will find you in general more compassionate and kind. And you might feel that you are on the softer side, more. You know, it's not about just having fun and flirt. It's more deep and profound. Okay. Um, just like I said for Aries, this is not an easy one for you either. I do expect that you will need to let go of some things here. This is loss, hidden, um, you know sanctuary. So think about it. First of all, make sure that you take care of your body, your health, mental health, physical health, emotional health. Don't disregard any signs. A good cry for you, Libras, if you feel like you want to cry, let it all out and let go of some things. This could be, tapping into your unconscious, subconscious, um, dreams, um, you know, this is the untouchable, right? So it's hard to let go of something that you don't understand, or something that is deep hidden, that's not visible, right? Focus is um, on finding happiness in everyday life, right? So a lot of things happen in the North Node, and your ruler here in Pisces. It's about finding happiness in everyday life. It's about finding some um, good routines, finding some good habits that can help you. Yeah, I just feel that it could be also about psychological pressure that you need to release off. There's something, from everyday obligations, maybe at your workplace or from people that you encounter every day. Um, so yeah, this could be some of those things as well. I don't know. Uh, this is not an easy one. Not an easy one, because it's very untangible for you. Oh, I pulled Saturn. Hmm. I think maybe this calls to have more responsibility towards yourself, because you as a Libra, you always think about fairness and justice and harmony, and you're always approaching life and thinking, oh, is this fair? Uh, you know, to overly analyzing, maybe, and overly thinking about fairness and justice, and maybe you just need restructure some of the things. This is what Saturn is all about. Saturn is in your opposite side now, in the seventh house of your partners. Maybe you need to definitely reconstruct your relationships and your approach to them. And it's going to be psychologically hard, because I just feel that Saturn is about karma and control, and I pulled Saturn, and because we're in the midst of these eclipses with the Saturn Neptune conjunction in Aries, lots of new dreams and visions for you with your partnerships. If you want to make space for new, better relationships, that you want to feel more accepted, more fulfilled, uh, more happy. Um, there are some psychological things that are maybe stopping you from doing that, right? Those automated things that we do. You know how we automatically do things without even thinking. It's like something that it's coming very naturally. Listen to your inner voice. This is also, stepping into your inner voice and leaning into your intuition, and feeling people, not treating, not all people are equal. Therefore, not everybody needs to like you. All these stories that we tell about Libras all the time. And sometimes the sometimes being fair and um, being justified is not by everybody getting the same thing or equal thing. Just think about it. It's all about their merits, kind of a thing. So maybe you need to just let go of all psychological um, schemes that you have in your head, right? The way things are meant to be as well. Yeah, not an easy one. Scorpios. Okay. So as I mentioned, Mars as your traditional ruler just is going to enter Pisces just the day before the eclipse, and it will, it's in a good shape with you. It's in a you have a good relationship with Pisces. You understand that it's going to be more flowing. So I think because it's happening, the good things, the Pisces house is in your fifth house, and Mars is now there. I would highly suggest that you tune in into dancing, Tai Chi, martial arts, do something, yoga, do something with your body because you need to use this physical energy, right? In a positive way. This is very creative. This is about having fun, and I would definitely suggest watching movies, listening to the music, dancing to release some stuff because what you need to say goodbye to is probably some friendships, some groups, some communities you are in, some of the wishes and hopes you have for yourself for the future. Some things just are not working anymore, and you definitely need to let go. This is also, this is the area of your life that involves other people, and those are not those close one-to-one relationships, intimate ones that you are always leaning to. These are more other acquaintances, people that surround you that you are maybe not feeling connected on a deeper level, right? So some of these things that you are involved with might not serve you anymore. So it's time to say goodbye in that sense, right? Uh, it is about changing maybe your dream and wish for the future as well. Focus. I think here with a lot of Piscean energy and Mars entering this is about tuning in into your own creativity, into your own heart, looking what's inside you. What are you passionate about? What brings you joy? And what is draining your joy and passion, right? So that you need to let go of those things that are draining that, and find space for people. You let go of some people so you can make space for those people who are gonna fill you with happiness and joy. Okay, that's the whole thing I think for you for this eclipse. Yeah. um, yeah, this is also money from your career, in a sense. So maybe there's going to be something that you might not, maybe the promotion or the raise that you were supposed to get. Maybe it's not going to come, or you're going to get less money, or letting go of some of that stuff as well. It's a possibility. Um, situations, things. Okay. I don't know. I think you should work with this Piscean energy. There's a lot of, getting in tune with your intuition, feelings. Um, Also, cry if you need to. Focus on your children, on your creativity. Ooh, I pulled Mars. There you go. This is your passion, action, the wish to persevere. And since Mars is in Pisces, Mars in Pisces is all about delicate actions, right? Like dancing, like those beautiful moves, those going with the flow kind of moves. You are usually very sharp, precise. You cut. That's how you Scorpios, you do kind of like that. But maybe start to be maybe softer approach, interactions, right? Maybe it's time that you do have some softer approach, more gentle, more compassionate, especially towards yourself. This is in your fifth house of you. So be more kind and compassionate towards yourself. And yeah, do some nice things for you. I think this is what this Mars is telling me, what you are passionate about. And yeah, and remove those people and associations that you don't feel that can help you with your path of to be who you are and who don't support you to be who you are. Sagittarius. Okay, Jupiter is here. Yeah. Okay, Sagittarius. Very interesting. Very interesting eclipse for you. Why am I saying this? It's a new thing happening. If you decide to quit your job in the next 6 months, where this eclipse is still effective, I wouldn't be surprised. If you start a new job, if you get laid off for different reasons, maybe you need to let go um, of the image you have set up in the world. Maybe it's time to start a completely new career, completely something different. Mercury is retrograde, right? It's ruling the moon. It's in your fourth house. So ruling your career. So there's definitely going back and looking back what you did before. Maybe you want to go back to the old job that you did before, or something with that was happening before. Focus with the Jupiter in the eighth house for a little while until it goes to Leo. It's still about uh, bringing you some good luck with other people's money. So maybe you just get fired and you get a compensation for because they're going to fire you or something. That could be a situation. Um, a lot of things are happening in your fourth house. There's as I mentioned, a lot of things. So there could be an emotional pressure coming from your home, from your family, your current family, your parents, your grandparents, your ancestry. Um, yeah, a lot of but there's something that you need to move forward. Maybe you want to finally start your own family. Maybe you're thinking of finally settling down and committed, and to finally be in a committed family situation. Um, Maybe that means that you need to let go of your job to dedicate yourself to family life. Maybe your career ambitions and aspirations, you need to let go of them. Maybe not physical work, but what you um, were ambitious about, what you wanted to, and then you realize, what, it's not going to happen. I can't have it all. Finding a balance. Full moon is always about finding the balance between these things. But it's there's a lot of letting go energy, and it's not something for starting new now. So you know the best what you need to let go in your career, to have a balanced life that you always wanted. You know, that's what I feel. Oops, there you go. Venus. I pulled Venus. Venus is also in Pisces. Beauty, value, and the wish to love. And she's currently for this lunation in the fourth house of family, uh, love for your family, um, tuning into more into your romantic self, into your family person. Maybe you have been running away, and finding sanctuary in your external life, being out there for everybody to see your adventures and experiences. Maybe it's time to lean on. As I mentioned, I do. That's why I maybe pulled the wheel Venus. I highly feel that for many Sagittarius, it's time to settle down, to commit to love, to family, and to find an anchor. Finally, you still can be here and there. You can still put your sails up and explore the world. But if you don't know where your home is, if you don't know, where you're coming from, you're always going to feel lost. And this is about Venus is about relationships that are fulfilled, that are making you happy, because as I mentioned at the beginning, no man is an island. and we think we can do it by ourselves, but we need each other to move forward. Yeah, this is all about family and relationships, and interesting. We'll see how it goes. Please, all of you who are Sag risings, please let me know. Going back to your roots and letting go of, of how of maybe some of the ambitions that you had for yourself. Capricorns. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Saturn is here. Yeah. Ah, my dear Capricorns. Maybe that trip around the world that you have in your bucket list needs to be rearranged. Letting go and saying goodbye to some old beliefs. You're very traditional. You're very conservative in a way. At least people tell you that you are, or you feel that you are, maybe on more on a conservative and traditional side. And making room for new, for different, for unknown, for what is this, can really be hard for you, especially regarding your beliefs. So you finding the strength to let go of all things, and stuff like that. Maybe ambition. There's ambition about having a PhD, and then you let go of that because you can't. This is it's not happening for different reasons. Um, it's about letting go of things that are maybe hmm, I do feel strongly. It's connected with even the religious beliefs or the traditional values that you have, right? Um, and this is the house of your connections with um, with the higher self, in a sense. Um, and what is that you are aspire? What is inspiring you? What do you aspire to be, and what is that aligned with that, right? So that may be something you need to let go of. And focus more on instead of reaching out and being there's a huge ambition in you Capricorns to be the best, to be the mentors, the teachers, the role models, but you cannot, or to be respected in a higher community, especially academia here, right? Or in traveling around the world and stuff like that. So maybe if you want to be there, you need to put some work in every day. Learn things. um, Saturn is still here. It just entered your fourth house along with Neptune, restructuring your home, and where you're coming from. There's some kind of dissolvement and new things coming to your that might change the way your belief system and your philosophies. And maybe there's something in there. It's time to say goodbye to maybe an acceptance. I think word for you will be acceptance. Not even just letting go, but accepting that things are not the traditional values and systems that exist in the world are no longer valid, and accepting that and moving on, it can be a challenge. See, Medusa is fear, reflections, and a wish to survive. So there's a strong sense of fear of letting go of the old, and you might be struggling the most to let go. There's a fear of letting go of the old and understanding the new and the unknown. Um, you are all about the good old days, but the good old days don't exist in a sense anymore. So this calls for you kind of, if you're going to be in a survival mode and fight and resist the change, it's going to be hard for you. So instead of resisting the change, try to find a way to find a balance, and to find a balance between the old and the new, and take with you just what you really really need, not what you're taking just because you're afraid, right? um, yeah, it's a reflection of our past as well. Well, there's a lot of things going to happen in your that's going to reshake with this Saturn Neptune in your fourth house. Lots of things are going to change. the way you think things, the way you were brought up, and so that's going to be interesting to see in the near future. Okay, Capricorns. Aquarius. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put all the rulers, everything, everywhere. Okay. So, Aquarius. It's time to say goodbye to some some things. Maybe inheritance didn't come through that you were expecting, or some court money, or just leaning the expectation that your partner is gonna give you money, or some other people. I think maybe it's time to let go of those things. Um, you know, uh, some people are just holding on to the hope of, oh, I'm going to get this inheritance and everything's going to change, or, when I get my tax refund, or when my partner gets a raise, I'm going to know. This is about you focusing on yourself and how you earn your money. It's about being independent from others financially. It's about financial independence. It's about financial autonomy. It's about leaning on your own personal talents and on your own personal skills. Everything that your hopes and dreams um, about other people assisting you, helping you. You need to let go of that in a sense. Say goodbye to false hopes, financial hopes. Maybe it's also maybe you're going to lose some money on your investments. So look, check out your portfolio. Check your portfolio, um, or think about, do you own any money to the government, to the institutions, to bank, insurance? Is your partner going to need more money from you? So they're going to maybe lose something, and then you're going to have to provide money for them. Are they going to be dependent on you making more money? So that's a thought here as well. Uranus is in the last degree here, shaking up at the last moment, still your home situation. So there's I think there's a sense of partner home. Is it stable? Instability. Some things might change there, probably for financial reasons. Saturn, as the traditional ruler, just entered the third house, so it's going to give you focus on how to communicate maybe better, things that you want to communicate. So that's a good one. Okay, Pluto. There you go. Pluto is in Aquarius now. So completion, secrecy, and a wish to transform. Pluto in the first house can actually help you to get empowered, to take control. Maybe you were depending on other people's money and finances, and maybe uh, they are now dying literally. You cannot have access to those finances anymore, either student loan or something. You need to kind of maybe you were getting money from your parents or from your partner or from somebody anyway. So those days are gone. I think Pluto is asking you to empower yourself and start, as I mentioned, being financially independent, and leaning more on yourself, not on others. It's going to be huge changes, right? And remember, the eclipses are changing from your money houses to your first and seventh house. It's going to be all about you and your partners in the next year and a half. Um, uh, yeah, the North Node is going to be in Aquarius, which means you're going to be more. You will need to let go of many people in the next year and a half. Many people are going to leave, and that's why you need to prepare yourself now, so financially, so you don't get in trouble. Pluto, yes, some things will die probably, but at the end, you will get stronger from it, right? So yeah, take care of, 8th house is also surgery, so I would definitely avoid any surgeries if you can at this point as well, especially if they're intestines or something, colon. That can be, maybe you want to check your colon. That's a thought. I don't know. That's something that I'm just picking up. So yeah, it's time, to step up in your own shoes. This can be hard, because this is sometimes uh, having emotional security from other people's finances can be hard to let go of. So I get you, Aquarius, not easy, but it's time. And Pisces, my dear Pisces, this is the last hit, I promise. I promise, Pisces. Okay, let me see. Where's Jupiter is here as a traditional, Neptune is here as modern. This is the last eclipse, Pisces, in the Pisces Virgo axis. This is the final opportunity to get rid of people in your life that are sucking your energy, all those energy vampires. Let them go. Um, and I mean, not just romantic partners. You don't have to sacrifice for your friendships, for your business partners, for any one-on-one relationships anymore. Um, you have been doing that a lot. And last year and a half with Saturn, with last 2 3 years with Saturn Neptune in your first house, and with the eclipses last year and a half, you have been through a lot, physically, emotionally, mentally, and it was a lot coming from relationship with others, expectations, doing a sacrifice, and then thinking, when will somebody do something for me. um, I highly encourage you to use this eclipse to find yourself in the real world. Who are you in this real world? I know it can be hard. Let go of, this is letting go of last few people that are still left and that you didn't let go in the last year and a half. And cry. You can cry as much as you want, Pisces, for this lunation, for this eclipse. Yeah, it's time to say goodbye. Yeah, I don't want to add much. Jupiter is in the fifth house of joy and happiness. It's still good. Um, Neptune is now in Aries. It should give you a little bit of more of courage to do so, to let go of things and not to get out of that victim mode. But as I mentioned, this is going to be highly sensitive, highly water lunation. You might feel that you are drained, overwhelmed, exhausted, uh, don't have the energy, but you do. Find that inner strength, intuitively, emotionally. Find the music that it makes you happy. Jupiter's in the fifth house. Find some art, music, movies, something that can help you go through this. Okay. Do meditations, do yoga. Sun is in the first house, so do something maybe physically with your body. Cleanse your crystals. Pull some tarot. Right, there is Mercury retrograde in the first house as well, so you can communicate with the stars. Read some astrology book. There's lots of things that you can do to help yourself go through this of last cleaning up of other people. Neptune, there you go. I pulled Neptune, and you are. So Neptune is the key. Neptune is now in Aries, so you need to find more courage within you. Don't give up. Um, you know, don't give up. There's inner strength in you that is just starting to build. Okay, Neptune is about dreams, illusion, and the wish to flow. And yeah, what are maybe imagining and dreaming about the world without partnerships. Maybe just if you were just on your own, how would the world look like? Think about that. um yeah, this is not going to be easy for you, Pisces. I feel lots of things are happening. I mean, Mars here, Venus, and Mercury. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and we have Pallas Athena here as well. Look at that pile up in the first house. So, the good thing is that Venus will, still make you more attractive. So maybe there's going to be some more softness and compassion when people talk to you. Mars will give you maybe a little bit of more strength and stamina to go through all of this. miscommunication and misunderstanding can be. So you need to kind of learn how to communicate unverbally, right? Um, yeah, that's what I feel. Okay, I think I think I did it. Stop sharing. Look at the sun. The sun came over me. Thank you very much, guys, for listening, for being here. I appreciate every one of you. I hope you have a great eclipse, in the sense that you have a courage and the strength to let go of things that you need to let go, even if they're hard. Write things down. Um, Go back through old journals, through old stuff. See how can that help you. Um, yeah, I definitely feel this is an eclipse to say goodbye to many things that, how we do things, how we think, how we approach life, how we communicate, how we connect, how we relate. um, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Thanks everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter. It's coming up soon this weekend, for the March forecast. I was gonna announce something I didn't have time to do before Mercury retrograde, so I'm gonna wait until March 20th to do some announcements. And that's it. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Okay, thanks everybody. Follow me on, like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, and here on YouTube. And talk